As side by side for the race lead for a moment. Aaron Brown stays ahead for now. Douglas Zumbigin still trying to fight hard on the inside line, 3 and 4, not able to make anything work right now. As there are 9 laps in this one. Here comes Douglas Zumbigin once more to the inside of Aaron Brown. Trying to make something work there on that 33 machine. Just isn't really able to do much, to be honest. Aaron Brown's done a really good job just rolling the top side, making Douglas Zumbigin work for it. Brown still maintains that race lead he got on lap 1 and 2. He's mostly single file throughout the whole field as well. As there goes Douglas Zumbigin once more to the inside. Trying to do something. Mike Rosero there in third, just hanging around. Currently our playoff drivers right now. You got Aaron Brown, Doug Zumbigin, Eric Keeter, Luke Peters, Thomas Coonan, Jack Clemens, Malachi Drake, Luke Faro, Lucas Strayer as well. I believe Tyler Aspinall is on that list as well. And let's see if I missed anyone else. Not sure. And Derek Stanley. Currently Derek Stanley sits in that 18th place spot. I believe that is everyone. Ryan Kuntz as well, not in tonight's race. Someone's going to the outside wall a little bit off of turn 2. So Zumbigin has a 5-point lead over Aaron Brown and Luke Peters as well. Luke Peters and Aaron Brown tied going into this chase. Brett Metro playoffs. More like a chase though. It's still a playoff format as now the top 2 pulling away as Eric Keeter and Luke Peters got around Michael Rosero there for third. Those 2 teammates working together well. Once again, drivers on the outside wall off turn 2. Seems like this car gets a little bit tight. But right now, these top 2 have not left each other pretty much all night long. Doug Zumbigin and Aaron Brown have been very close together. We go back to the pack. Tyler Aspinall to the inside of Dakota Hendrickson. Aspinall trying to go up the race right there in 3 and 4. Still side by side here for 12th place. Dakota Hendrickson falling back 1 position to Tyler Aspinall, and Aspinall will clear in the turn 1. As now Douglas Zumbigin right on the back over around. There he goes the inside. This is probably his best chance he's had all night long to get to that race, back up to the race lead as he started on pole position. To the inside of Aaron Brown. Not quite clear yet. But Aaron's got a better exit off of turn number 2. Douglas Zumbigin side by side. Brown on the outside wall there, a little bit off of turn 2, but they're still alongside each other down into turn 3 and 4. As this will allow Eric Keeter and Luke Peters to close down the gap ahead as we go on board with that 28 machine of Eric Keeter as he looks all ahead to the battle for the race lead here on lap 18 of 110. As Douglas Newbegin almost clear of Aaron Brown. Will he? Yes, he will. He clears for the race lead on that 18, on that 33 machine. This can Brown fight back on the outside enough? No, Douglas Newbegin clears into the dog leg and clears into turn 1. He gets back to race lead. He lost on lap 1. Our pole sitter here for tonight's race. The Red Limit Workshops pole award. Leads back up to the race lead here on lap 19. As the top 5 have really gapped the field 5th to 6th. Thomas Kuhn in 6th place, around 1.3 seconds back from Michael Rizzo, who currently sits on 5th place spot. The field pretty spread out here right now. Douglas Newbegin looking to pull away here late in this run. With this 20 lap run, we have gone green the whole way pretty much. As down the back show the way they go. Now you see the gap between those top 5 drivers and the rest of the field. The field has spread out quite a bit. No one alongside each other at all. Let's go start to the inside of Jesse Atkins. As here comes Luke Peters, the inside very clear possibly. No, he stays behind for now. And now it's going to be a tire strategy race and kind of fuel strategy as well. As Aaron Brown's kind of fallen back 2 gyros behind. These guys all in a single file train pretty much 3rd through 5th. As Douglas Newbegin has really got these guys almost a second over Aaron Brown. I think he was just kind of saving his stuff here early in this one. It really shows as he's gapped them big time right now. Here on lap 23. And speaking of the playoffs, let's go a little bit into that as well. So like I mentioned, Douglas Newbegin came into this race as a 5-point buffer over Aaron Brown and Luke Peters. Eric Keeter in 4th, 6 points back. Jack Clemens 9 points back. Jordan Kuntz 9 points back. Luke Strayer 9 points back. Everyone else 12 plus points back, double digits there. As it's kind of the seeding for this season, as Brown has 0 wins on the season. Very surprising knowing how much he's been running up front. Just had some unfortunate luck throughout the season. Just hasn't been able to pick up that win. But Douglas Newbegin coming in this race has the most wins with 3. Luke Peters with 2. Eric Keeter with 2 as well. And Jordan Kuntz with 2. But not here tonight. Kuntz was probably one of the favorite drivers to win the championship earlier in the midpoint of the season. But right now, don't believe he has a shot to win it due to him missing this one race. Looking on the upcoming schedule for this chase, you got Phoenix, Watkins Glen next week, Auto Club, Richmond, and Las Vegas. So all very different racetracks. Probably Phoenix and Richmond are the closest ones there. But next week at Watkins Glen, that's really could shake things up here. As we only went to one road course, I believe, earlier in the season. It was Sonoma. And Luke Peters got that win there. Pierce ran in 4th place. As here comes Luke Peters the inside of Eric Keeter. Not enough momentum off of turn 1, or off of turn 4 I should say. We'll probably never get used to Phoenix being so different like that, but Peters now it's the inside. in 3 and 4. Off of turn 4, you gotta use that dog leg there. Got as much track as you can. They're still alongside each other. As Heater stays ahead for now on Luke Peters. Even though these guys are teammates, they want to still win this championship and do anything necessary. Side by side once again. Now Peters up top on the outside. Could be able to pinch Heater down on the racetrack and hopefully take advantage of that one. And around he goes. Luke Peters up to third on Eric Heater. Because right now it's kind of a lull in the race, just kind of waiting for some pit stop strategies to happen. Currently, no one really grouped up together as Douglas Humeen has gapped the field by 2 seconds. Aaron Brown's still in second place. And while this is kind of no lull right now, we can do a little Ellerin and crank it up here on lap 35. As we're back live here at Phoenix, just hearing Micro Zero on that throttle, just trying to manage the throttle control here at Phoenix. Very demanding here as these tires are really worn out. Lap times have fallen off about a second so far since their compared to their fastest lap time. As Micros are all the back bumper of Eric Cuda's pass for 10th place Tyler Aspinall and Lucas Strayer side by side in turn 1 and 2. Aspinall losing it a little bit off of turn 2. Wow, very loose there. Aspinall really is trying to make it happen here. Trying to get to inside that top 10 right now. So now Lucas Strayer has caught up to Luca Faro. There's pretty much 3 Lukes in this race. As here comes Aspinall, Lucas Strayer got very loose and also very tight off for turn 2. Way at the racetrack in turn 3 and 4, and Tyler Aspinall will get inside the top 10 spot here on lap 45. Now Luke Lafaro right ahead as well in lap 54. Aspinall right on the back bumper of Luca Pro now as Jesse Atkins, Evan Drake got very loose off of turn 2 there. Jesse Atkins gets around him. Micro Zero and Eric Kito as well battles all over the racetrack. These tires are really wearing out. That's created some good racing throughout the track right now. Tyler Aspinall close to Luca Pro. Will he make a move into turn 3 and 4? Looks like he'll look to the inside, go peek his nose there. The far up the racetrack a little bit too much, but he hangs on for the position for now. Aspinall a little bit loose on the exit of the corner as Luke Pierce now closing in on 33 of Aaron Brown. As Micro Zero side by side with Eric Keeter for 4th. As lap traffic up ahead as well could play a factor in some of these battles throughout this racetrack. As we've been green for 48 laps now, make it 49. As Heater stays ahead of Rosero for now, as Aspinall to the inside of Luke Lafaro. Faro with a good run off of turn 4. He'll still be ahead of that 29 machine for now. But Aspinall alongside him in turn 1 and 2. Go look for a slide job move here. Not gonna make it happen quite yet. Lafaro have a good run off of turn 2, but he hits the outside wall. And that's enough momentum to allow Aspinall to clear down into turn 3. Aspinall moves up another position up to 9th. So Pierce closing the gap here in that second place driver of Aaron Brown. Lap traffic up ahead. Oh, Aaron Brown, lap traffic. Aaron hits the wall hard. Oh, Derek Stanley gets into Aaron Brown right there. I don't know if he meant to do that or I mean, Derek Stanley as here comes Luke Peters down pit lane. What just happened there? Let's take a look at that one. I don't know. I mean, it seemed like the 26 just intentionally hit Aaron Brown there. Yeah, I mean, looks just like that. I guess I'm not sure why he would. As I don't think Aaron Brown did not mean to get into him there. But now Aaron Brown has probably some pretty significant right front damage. It looks like he does. And that could affect him, especially if we stay green the whole way. But Luke Peters down in the pit lane. Now Luke Alfaro down in the pit lane. As these drivers spin around the halfway point in this one. Back to battle for third place. Eric Heater still hanging on to Michael Rosero. Got third place spot is Luke Alfaro, like I mentioned, down pit lane as well. There's Dakota Hendrickson now down pit lane. There's a bunch of drivers coming out pit lane. Thomas Kuhn down into the pits right now. Right around halfway, like I mentioned, so pretty much splitting this race into two. Dakota Lee down pit lane now. And same with Evan Drake as Eric Hugh down pit lane and allows Mike Rosero finally get some clean air. As Wimble Douglas Subing in our race leader pit currently has a 5-second lead over Aaron Brown. Very big margins there for a 71 machine. He's doing 4/10 quicker than Aaron Brown right now. Pretty much a 10th clear of the field overall. I think Aaron Brown really struggling with a lot of damage. There's everyone coming out pit lane. Tyler Aspinall, Eric Heater, Brendan Timon, and a few others as well. Now Mike Rosero down into the box. There from third. As Jack Clemens, Malachi Drake, Lucas Strayer staring out still. Jesse Atkins coming in this time by. As Douglas Humbegin staying out still. Probably gonna go as long as he can on these tires. So Malachi Drake now into the pit lane. Sound like a car may have hit the outside wall, but a few times. But right now, no one has gotten the penalties so far. As Brandon Griffiths right in front of our race leader, about to go a lap down, still has not paid yet. Chris Sawyer has not paid yet as well. As Aaron Brown coming out pit lane now. And here comes Douglas Subing as well. 60 laps on these tires. Gotta go with 50 to go. Gotta come down pit lane. So will Jack Clemens follow suit? Yes, he will. Jack Clemens down pit lane. Lucas Strayer down pit lane as well. And Brandon Griffiths. We'll see what happens to him here. Will he cycle out? Where will he cycle out? And also, will he pit this time by as well? Looks like he's gonna stay out one more time. Luke Peters now will take the race lead once this all cycles out. Doug Soon being quite a far back, about 4 seconds back from Luke Peters. So he already has the race lead right now. As everyone has cycled through, as one driver having the penalty, that's Brendan Griffiths down pit lane, black flag for that 9 machine. Most likely speeding on the pit lane. As Aaron Brown side by side with Luke Farrell for 5th. LaFaro has about 6 up, older tires in that 33 machine, and Aaron Brown will clear easily and put himself inside the top 5 once more. So quick rundown of the positions. You got Luke Peters right now in the race lead. Pitted 11 laps ago. Douglas Subing pitted 2 laps ago. As Wayfarer's tires in that 50 machine. Mike Rosero pitted 6 laps ago. Eric Hughes 7 laps ago. Aaron Brown 4 laps ago. Luke Farrell pitted 10 laps ago. Thomas Kuhn 7. Pitted about 8 laps ago. Tyler Aspinall on 8. Michael Drake 9th. Jack Clemens 10th. That rounds our top 10 for now. I believe all those drivers are chase drivers, except Michael Rosero, who did not do the full season. Jesse Atkins side by side with Evan Drake right now. Atkins will clear for 14th place. So Thomas Kuhn catching up to Luca Farrow there for 6th right now. Jack Clemens game by Malachi Drake right there for 9th. Thomas Kuhn right on the back bumper of Luca Farrow. Can he make the move, get himself up to 6th place? There's a little bit fresher tires in that 54 machine. There goes the inside, gonna peek his nose down turn 3 and 4. Lap traffic ahead. Will that play a factor? Kuhn gets a bit tight, but Farrow hangs around the outside. But not a great run off of turn 4, as Thomas Kuhn still alongside him down the front straightaway. Down into turn 1 and 2. Thomas Kuhn still side by side. He'll clear off of turn 2 and take 6th place from Luca Farrow. Farrow tried to do a crossover move there, but just didn't have the momentum off the corner. Aspinall game passed by Jack Clemens as Clemens moves himself up to 8th place now. To Aspinall on the outside wall for turn number 2 right there. But back out front. Luke Pierce still in the race lead with 40 laps to go. Douglas Dumini catching him quickly. And it's only going to be a matter of time before that 71 gets back out in front to the race lead. Evan Drake down pit lane once more. Probably an unscheduled pit stop, I'm guessing, for that 81 machine. Malka Drake now going around Tyler Aspinall on the inside line for 9. Drake gonna clear easily there for a 9th place spot. And now the battle for the race lead heating up. Luke Peters and Douglas Newbegin. Peters pitted way early in the stint, just around halfway. Douglas Newbegin went all the way to lap 60. We will see what happens here, but I think Newbegin could easily probably able to get around that 50 machine. Side by side. As caution flag flies, Tyler Aspinall spun around on the entry to turn 3, and this changes everything right there. Wow. So let's take a look at what happened there. As the entry to turn 3 and 4. Tyler Aspinall just over. Whoa. He might have tried to shift there. Yeah, he shifted. I'm not sure if he was just trying something different, but looks like he shifted down the gear there. Showers coming down pit lane. So Douglas Newbegin down in the pits right now with Luke Peters and pretty much the whole rest of the field also coming down pit lane as well. Down to the box goes the 71 machine. Zerman overshoots his pit box right there. Seeing that 33 machine in the back up just a little bit. As here comes Luke Peters around. Looks like Doug Newbegin will get it. As we're about to go back green here in this one. A late race caution. That changed everything here. Coming to 33 to go. Green, green, green. Douglas Newbegin with a huge run down off the restart zone. Luke Peters now in second. trying to defend from Michael Rosero, one of his teammates. Technically not his teammate, but a friendly driver in the same VC as him. There's a side-by-side off of turn 2. They clear down the back straightaway. But here comes Eric Heater to the inside now in that 23 machine. As they're alongside Heater, losing on the entry. Slider, crossover move there from Michael Rosero. Rosero takes advantage of that one and stays ahead for now in that third place position. As chaos behind them, Jack Clemens, Thomas Kuhn battling out here for that 5th place spot. Kuhn in the bottom, Clemens up top. Luke Farrow not too far behind them in 7th. You can take advantage of this one. Those two in front make some contact. As down the back straightaway they go once more. As we're on board with Luke Farrow right there. As Varro has a good run. It's back up to the race lead. Luke Peters now the back bumper of Douglas Zumbing. Does he have a chance to maybe steal this win, as Doug Zumbing has dominated here tonight after he got around Aaron Brown early in this one. He pulled away to about a 5-second lead and was looking to close this one out before that lap, that caution. With 34 to go, and here comes Luke Peters to the inside, side by side for the race lead here on lap 81 coming to 82. As Peters clears. And Peters takes the race lead for a second time tonight after that late caution there. He had a fuel strategy that he was trying to work out, but or a tire strategy, I guess, kind of, as Doug Zumbing caught him and passed him right before the caution came out. As can Luke Peters now stay ahead? Back to the mid-pack, pretty much single file throughout most of the field. Right now we're coming down to pretty much the end of it. Unfortunately for Aaron Brown, had to fix his damage on pit lane. Currently kind of stuck in 12th place, and just shows how hard it's been the pass here tonight. Extremely difficult. No matter if you're a fast race car, Aaron Brown qualified 2nd. He's kind of just stuck in 12th place with that damage that he has from that incident between him and Derek Stanley, which I still don't really know what it was all about. Still not sure if Stanley intentionally did that or not. But, I mean, it kind of looked like he just turned right on Aaron Brown there. But still, 24 and a half laps to go. Peters still leads over Douglas Zumbing in 2nd. So he's going to be on the back bumper. Luke Peters once more. Can Douglas Newbean win this race here tonight and make it 4 race wins this season? And can he go back to back? We've seen how hard it is the pass here tonight at Phoenix. We saw Douglas Newbean, it took him about 10 laps to get around Aaron Brown, but he hasn't really been able to get around Luke Peters right now on these same tires. I mean, he hasn't really had an opportunity to get alongside that 50 machine these last few laps. Peters has been just managing the pace right now, about a 10th or 2 between him and the 71. You got Rosero there in 3rd place, kind of in no man's land, hoping these two in front of him start battling it out, duking it out here. Come to 20 laps to go this time by. Aaron Brown currently in 11th place, trying to put himself in the top 10 here and at least salvage a somewhat decent finish here tonight at Phoenix. Probably one of his worst results here this season, other than getting wrecked out at some of these races, but kind of also did tonight. He just had bad luck at Sour Asphalt in the outside wall on the entry to turn number 1. And very losing, Aaron Brown losing it. Trying to save it, around he goes, and that's going to bring out the yellow for sure, with 20 laps to go. As we were looking at that live right there, Aaron Brown just lose off of turn number 2. Just couldn't keep it down. Couldn't keep it handled enough. Around he goes. That's going to bring out the second yellow of the night. And I'm sure everyone in here will take those 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel here as they went 16 laps on tires. And they were here staying out, trying to gamble. I mean, it's been really hard to pass here tonight, but it's a pretty big gamble there with those pretty old tires. Some drivers saying to use Aaron Brown penalty on pit lane. Most of getting ELO from causing the caution. Looks like Thomas Kuhn will take 2 tires there. That's going to be an interesting strategy call for our 96 machine. As Eric here stays out, Thomas Kuhn takes 2. Trying just to gamble on that track position. And like they say a lot, cautions breed cautions, and we could see that here late tonight as well. But only time will tell. As the pace truck pulls off from the pit lane. About to go back green. And green flags out. Eric Keeter gonna clear easily down into the restart zone and into turn 1 here as they fan out big time, as Doug Suming already up the second, as Luke Peters trying to make it to the inside of Thomas Kuhn. Kuhn's gonna be a bit loose on those right side tires only. As here comes Eric Keeter, gonna stay middle for now as he stays in the race lead. But here comes Luke Peters on the inside. Thomas Coonan gives Peters a shot down in turn 3 and 4. Coonan around he goes. I think Micro Zero may have gotten to him there. And Coonan up the racetrack, gonna take out a bunch of drivers. Luke Frower involved. Derek Stanley involved, I believe, as well. As that brings out the third caution of the night. I think Michael Rosero may have got into Thomas Kuhn there. I didn't think they made contact there initially. It might have been some netcode incident there, but we'll see in turn 3. Just a little bit of netcode maybe there, but Michael Rosero kind of got shot as well down in the turn 3 and 4 as from, I think, Lucas Strayer. As that was just kind of calamity there. Mixture of old tires and newer tires. It's just a little bit of netcode there. Couldn't try to save it. And let's get in a couple races here tonight. Probably Luke Farrell will be done. Thomas Coonan will most likely be done, really. They'll probably be able to continue, but maybe not, actually. Thomas Coonan's pretty destroyed. Luke Farrell in the pit lane as well. I don't believe anyone else will pit. I think maybe Eric Keeter might bring out pit lane, but it might be a little too late here for a 28 machine to come down pit lane. At this point, might as well stay out and hope it works out. That's exactly what will happen. So we'll see what happens here once we go back grain. Be right back after this. I was back live here at Phoenix, about to go green. Luke Peters on and Eric here on the front row. Luke Peters is the control car here with 12 laps to go. Great start for Eric Keeter as well as he's alongside his teammate there in the 50 machine as they're side by side through the dog leg and now in the turn 1. It's a dead heat for these two drivers, but Luke Peters on those fresher tires and also on the outside lane gets a clear Eric Keeter for now. Douglas Sundbergen also took 2 tires as well. Did not see that as he's going back. As Aaron Brown around in front of the back of the field. He collects Derek Stanley as well. And now bring out the caution once more. As Aaron Brown spinning out his cautions, are bringing cautions here late in this one. As we went green for pretty much 65 plus 70 laps. And it's been a caution since then. We'll see what happened there. As it looks like Aaron Brown got with Luke Lafaro there. Not sure if he came in the who there. And netcode. A little bit of iRacing netcode there. As yeah, I mean pretty much they both held the line. I don't think anyone's really drifting up anywhere at all, but Aaron Brown once again around. And one thing to note, Douglas Zumi did not realize he was all the way down in 9th place. I think he had just a bad restart there at one time before this one. And we're coming to single digits now. You're late in this one. Doubling back up here. Quick cautions here at Phoenix Raceway. It's about to go back green and do it once more. This time coming to 8 laps to go. Front row going to be Luke Peters and Jack Clemens. Green flag back in the air. Eric here now with another great restart, working his teammate Luke Peters as they're 1-2 once more. As they're side by side there. Tyler Aspel on the inside of Jack Clemens here late in this one. As Zagazumi is contact behind. Chris Sawyer up the racetrack. They go around. They go in the mid pack, and a caution can bring out come out once more. As cautions are really breeding cautions here late, and Eric Here's strategy might play out here and might work out perfectly for that 28 machine out in second right now. As man, cautions are really breeding cautions here late in this one. We'll take a look what happened there. Chris Sawyer around in the mid pack, made some contact, got contact there from Aaron Brown, and Brendan Timon kind of just unfortunately made contact as well. Didn't get too badly damaged, but I think that will give Aaron Brown a drive-through penalty possibly. As I think Aaron Brown was kind of frustrated with how tonight's race went. I mean, not really sure if you can totally blame it on Aaron there, but looks like I think he's just kind of a 4-wide situation. He kind of just came up in the Chris Sawyer there sideways. I mean, the initial contact wasn't terrible, but around he goes. I think Aaron Brown out for tonight's race due to the incident, so he's gonna be out of tonight's race. As once more, these teammates could be 1-2 on the racetrack. As the will be delayed green. So it's going to actually be a 3-lap shootout here instead of a 4. Which could be pretty chaotic here tonight. It should be going green this time by. As like I said, we should be going green this time by. As here we go. It's going to be a 3-lap shootout to decide this race. Luke Peters and Eric Heater on the front row. Luke Peters, the control car, on the outside. Down into the Geico research zone. You got Tyler Aspinall, Jack Clemens behind him as well. And into the Geico restart zone they go, and green flag is in the air. Luke Peters with a great restart once more, and same with Eric Hughes. They're side by side down into the dog leg. Hughes with the fresher tires should clear easily on the outside line, and he's way up the racetrack there, but he still has a momentum. He's got clear Eric Hughes for the race lead. There's 2.5 laps to go. He just slots himself up there, and from Jack Clemens is wrecking behind. Jesse Atkins around Brendan, timing around Zach Dome around. That's going to bring out another caution here late in this one. And cautions are really bringing cautions here right now. It looks like Brendan Timing just got tight there and just wiped Jesse Atkins out there. And big pile up in the back there. Luke Farr involved, Derek Stanley involved, Zach Dome involved as well. Man, this race has really gotten ugly here late. Yeah, just got tight there. Just didn't want to lift here with 2 laps to go. It's going to be official. Green white checkered here to decide this one. But Luke Peters still remains in the race lead. A lot of chase drivers or playoff drivers having a bad night. You got Thomas Coonan, Aaron Brown having a bad night. Luke Farrell not having a great night as well in 12th place. Derek Stanley in 11th having a decent night. But everyone else inside the top 10 and also in the top 5 as well are all chase drivers. Pacing still here, so it's going to be green, white, checkered officially. As Luke Peters and Eric here worked very well on these restarts together to maintain that 1-2 right now that they have. Currently the championship lead for the team points are very close between Proximity and ABOC. Have to check the points right now. But it's a very close. It's right now it's 4 points separating Proximity Racing and ABOC Motorsports. So very close between those two teams. Currently 1-2 in the standings as well, and currently 1-2 on the racetrack is ABOC Motorsports. There's something else to keep an eye out for here as well late in the season. As the pace truck pulls off there as they're slowly bringing themselves into the Geico restart zone. Eric Keeler, Luke Peters on the front row. And green flag is out. We're underway here at Phoenix. 2 laps to go. Green, white checker to settle it out in the desert. Side by side for the race lead right now. Peters once more on the outside, and he should be able to clear Eric Keeler. We've seen this story multiple times here in these last few restarts. As still alongside each other, Jack Clemens on the back bumper of Eric Keeler. As Peters does clear for the race lead. As Conte by Lucas straight around. And that's going to bring out narrow yellow. And another caution there. As I think Mike Rosero may have gotten to the back of that 41 machine. Take a replay of that one there. Yeah, looks like Mike Rosero's got tight and hooked Lucas Strera right there. He's going to get the ELL penalty for that 23 machine. But once more, under caution. I believe these drivers may have 3 green-white checkers to decide this one. I'm going to take a quick look at something right now. A quick look at the rule book and see how many green-white checkers we have. That's number 1 right there. Two green-white checkers, so there's only 2 green-white checkers. So this next one is the last one. Eric Keeler has stayed out on these tires. 17 lap older tires compared to the whole field. He's stayed out right now. And he's maintained that second place spot on over the rest of the field. And he's stayed in second pretty much this whole race. Or not this whole race. Ever since that pit stop, staying out. So that strategy has really worked out for him. Which is kind of crazy to think about because I did not think it was going to work at all. Pace lights are off on the pace truck as we're about to go green one more time tonight as it's the last green white checkered. As green flag in the back in the air, Luke Peters with another good race start, and he's going to clear, I think, Eric Keeler maybe before the dog leg, not quite, as they're still side by side down in turn 1, as Keeler now behind Luke Peters. As Peters clears for the race lead over Eric Keeler. Keeler stays in second for now. Will we see another caution here, or will we make it back to the white flag as side by side for third? Jack Clemens, Tyler Aspinall during each other. Aspinall up to third place. Here comes Douglas Subigin, our pole sitter. He dominated the first half of this race, but he's been back in traffic these past few laps. He's worked his way up through the field, and now white flag in the air this time by Douglas Subigin, looking for second right now. Eric Keeler trying to hang on those old tires. Heat up the racetrack, bumper run from Jack Clemens. Heat on the outside wall, kind of wall rides there. Has a good run off of turn 2 as contact there. Jack Clemens around, Eric Keeler around as well, wrecking there behind. But off of turn 4, Luke Peters will win the first race of the chase here at Phoenix, and Tyler Aspinall will finish second. Douglas Subigin in the third, as Eric Keeler and Jack Clemens wreck big time, as I think Eric Keeler kind of intentionally pretty much hit him right there from that bumper run, as this race pretty much turned itself on its head right there, after that late race caution with about 30 laps to go. As man, they did 117 laps in total there. As we'll take a kind of quick look at that replay. As Jack Clemens gave Eric Keeter the bumper run there, pulling in the outside wall into turn 2. Eric Keeter kind of came down just a little bit, not a lot, but just enough. Pretty much hit Jack Clemens there. And a lot of cars destroyed as well. It is the last lap. You're not really gonna break too much, but Luke Peters wins tonight here at Phoenix, and he played the strategy right. He worked with his teammate, and he got the win here, and his first win of the chase as well. And what a run for Tyler Aspinall in second there as well. Great run for that 29 machine at the start of this chase. As we'll take a quick look at our results here before we get into our top 3 interviews. As Luke Peters wins here tonight, Tyler Aspinall in second, Douglas Newbegin in third, Dakota Leaf fourth, Malachi Drake fifth, Chris Sawyer in sixth, Michael Rosero seventh, Luke Farrell eighth, Brendan Tom in ninth, Zach Domer in 10th. Jack Clemens 11th, Lucas Stewart 12th, Derek Stanley 13th, Eric Keeter 14th, Brandon Griffiths 15th, Thomas Kuhn 16th, Jesse Atkins 17th, Dakota Hendrickson 18th, Evan Drake 19th, Brett Murphy rounding out the top 20. And Aaron Brown will finish 21st. And I believe he might have been DQ'd actually, so he will be dead last. Not sure if that will stand though. But at any rate, Luke Peters does win here tonight. A chase driver. A lot of chase drivers having issues. And that's really going to change up a lot here in the points, as I think Doug Sumby will still be the points leader going into next week at Watkins Glen. But in the meantime, Luke Peters picks up the win still. We'll bring him in here for an interview. Hello, Luke. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So you win here tonight at Phoenix in kind of a dramatic fashion. A bunch of cautions there late, but you stay out in front. Worked with your teammate Eric Keeter there at the end. Talk us through that one.
To start the race, had a pretty bad qualifying, and I think I had pace for P2, and I think P2. Doug just got past me. I tried the undercut, didn't really work. Doug was by far and away the fastest. I didn't really have anything for him, at least in the first half of the race. And then when we got that caution, I was able to pit, be on the same tires as him, and actually pass him under green. And then we had cautions after that. And I was able to hold the lead, and then he got involved in the wreck, fell all the way back, and then from that point on, it was basically just a wreck fest.
Yeah, it was, pretty much just stay out in front, stay out of trouble, and that's what you did. Great job there as well. And on talking to those restarts there, it seemed like you were working with your teammate Eric Keeter, just kind of controlling both lanes and making sure no one really had an advantage over the two of you.
Yeah, he tried to stay out. Nobody else stayed out with him, so he was at a pretty big disadvantage. We got a lot of cautions for him, thankfully, and I was trying to just work with him there so he could try and keep P2, which he did. Every caution except for the last one, unfortunately, where he got taken out in the last lap. But it was working good until then.
Yeah, and you get the win here tonight in the first race of the chase. And anyone that I think for tonight's win?
I'd like to thank everyone at ABOC Motorsports. First win for me in these new beautiful cars. I think Heater won in Bristol, but been a while since I won. I think last one was back at North Wilkesboro, so good to be back.
Yep, congrats on your win here tonight at Phoenix, and we'll see you next week at the Glen.
Thank you.
As Luke Peters, our race winner here at Phoenix, we got to speak to our second place finisher of Tyler Aspinall. Talk us through his night as chaos has allowed him to move himself up to second place. He had some good top 10 speed, just probably not top 3 speed, but he still moves up in the second. Great result for him. Hello, Tyler. You got a copy?
What's up, Talon?
Well, you move yourself up in the second place after some crazy green-white checkers and some crazy late race restarts. Talk us through that one.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel bad for everybody to start off with because racing earlier, I brought out the first caution. I heard Malachi shifting, which I don't know if he actually was because I know iRacing has a feature where it makes cars shift, makes other cars shift when they're not actually, so people aren't trying to like copy other people. So I'm like, oh, I'll try shifting, and went good for about a lap. And this is even more embarrassing for me because I daily drive a manual car. I did the good old fourth to first trick instead of the fourth to third trick, and yeah, I found myself spun around. Brought out the first caution. It kind of just dominoed into the other. I don't know how many cautions we have, 4, 5, 6 cautions after that. But I was able to navigate my way through it, and found myself in a really good spot there at the end. Kind of bummed out of starting on the inside for the final restart, but it all worked out. And walking away with a P2, first podium of the season.
A great result for you going into the first race of the chase. Talk us through next week at Watkins Glen and what you think your strengths are there, or maybe a weakness at road course.
I definitely feel like I have more strengths than weaknesses at road courses. Watkins Glen is one of my personal favorites, but the only weakness to that is that Watkins Glen is just about everybody's favorite. Um, of the people that aren't so fast at road courses, their best track is 99% of the time is Watkins Glen. So competition will be tougher than usually any other road course you see. Maybe kind of like Sonoma earlier this season. Um, but yeah, just got to fight hard. Really good way to kick off the chase here, and yeah, we'll get back up fighting next week at Watkins Glen.
Yep, and like I mentioned, congrats on your second here tonight. Anyone you want to thank for tonight's good run?
Yeah, I'll thank 213 Simware, Four Cloak Media. I'm sure you get a lot of thanks for that one over the season. Hana North, uh, Mom, Grammy, Aunt Sherry, other Grammy, Jeff. If you guys are watching, thanks for watching. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, and you for putting on the show that you do, and Brady for putting on the show that he puts on.
Well, congrats on your second here tonight, and we'll see you next week at the Glen.
All right, see you, Talon. Thanks, man. Have a good night.
That was Tyler Aspinall in that second place spot. We're going to speak to our third place finisher, our pole sitter, who's probably pretty disappointed in tonight's result, even though it's a third place finish. Douglas Newbegin there in a 71 machine. Hello, Doug. You got a copy?
Oh. Yeah, I got a copy. Hello.
So you round yourself off in the third place, and you had a dominant car for the first half of this one, but it just kind of fell through there, through those cautions and whatnot, kind of fell back late. But worked your way up to third place, Takasu, pretty much your race.
Yeah, I don't know. Just had everything going right for like the first, 3/4 of the race, and then had the big tire advantage. I think I had a 7-lap tire advantage on Peters there. Ran him down just past him, and it was just gonna probably just fly away, and then just caution comes out. Whatever. Yeah, I just kind of went downhill from there. I didn't really have that good of a short run car. Definitely more of a long run type of car I had tonight, and just couldn't really get around Peters once he got around me. Tires were kind of starting to come in there on that little second long run we had. Caution comes out again, take tires, and just kind of went, downhill from there. So, yeah, I guess kind of got damaged on the first of many cautions that we had after that initial restart. Had to pit, got my damage fixed, worked my way through the field, and it was just so many cautions so quickly that I really couldn't get back up to where I'd probably, at least to fight Peters again. But what are you gonna do? That's what happens sometimes. So.
Yeah, you still Gruzo in third place. You're probably still at least in the top 3 in the points. At least top, probably second
Yeah, I'm
or first.
second in points.
Second in points, yeah.
Maybe second.
So going to next week at Watkins Glen, what do you think? Thoughts of the road course there?
Yeah, I like it pretty good. I'm always a big fan of Watkins Glen. Definitely gonna probably practice a little bit for it now. Definitely think I got top 3 speed there. If this setup is good, at least. Yeah, I think it's gonna kind of be a 2-horse race for points, though. Just gonna be really worrying about what Peters does, see how he's racing, watch him, and just kind of stay in contact with him at least. Try to be a position of where he is, just because I feel like, especially at that DQ tonight, it's gonna kind of probably be between me and him for the points championship right now as it stands. So just gonna have to play it by ear with that. So go from there. I definitely think, like I said, top 3 speed definitely there. So yeah, pretty excited. And then the rest of the schedule I feel really good on too. So if I was planning on Watkins Glen to be my kind of my drop race, you could call it, but I'm thinking this is gonna probably have to be it. So just gotta get in the grind. So like normal.
Yeah, you saw the grid finish here tonight. 3rd place at Phoenix. And you think for tonight's good run?
Yeah, Lucky Duck Motorsports, Nexus, Beyond Enterprise Racing. Shout out to all of them. Shout out to Luke Strayer for being with us tonight and the voice channel with us. Always nice to have him. Glad to see Brett back. He little internet issues, but he found that guy that did the internet in his house and he beat him up. Oh, I'm sorry, the guy who owns the wheel. I think his wheel thing blew up, so had to fix that. It was in. So yeah, shout out to everyone else. Chris Sawyer had a good finish tonight. Shout out to him too. And yeah, it's about probably it. And Simrap Markets, you like the paint scheme I got on tonight? If you like that base, you can get it yourself. Go to Simrap Markets, you can find a bunch of great bases along with that one on there. So if you want to make paint schemes, good place to go. So yeah, that's about it. And then you put on the broadcast like always. Always do a great job. So there you go.
And congrats on your 3rd here tonight. We'll see you next week at the Glen.
Yeah, thank you very much. See you around.
That was Douglas Newbing in there, picking up that 3rd place finish. Kind of a little disappointing. He had definitely the best car here tonight, but just couldn't really get back up to Luke Peters there at the end, like you mentioned. But the cautions are late. But anyways, next week we go to Watkins Glen for the 5 Points Racing League Turnkey Network Solutions Series. And next race we have is Wednesday night Superstar ARCA Cup Series Legacy Atlanta, going there for I believe their 2nd to last race in the regular season as well. So they're closing in on the regular season. And Undisputed Cup Series at Richmond Thursday night, Atlanta. And the NAR Cup Series with the updated next gen. Same with the Undisputed Cup Series, updated next gen car. And Stampede Racing League, Charlotte, Sunday night, updated next gen car. So a lot of updates there coming up Tuesday, which could change some of the racing styles for these races. And also the Legends Racing League coming up also next week, next Tuesday at Daytona. Their season opener starting there. So we will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next week at the Glen here for the 5 Points Racing League.